Hello everybody and welcome to my review of the game Ephemerid. Ephemerid is a game developed by Super Chop Games. They consisting of a team of two, those being Matt Mayer and Brett Calhoun. Ephemerid is a story about a dayfly and its journey through that one day. Explains the title. Ephemeros means living but a day in Latin. The gameplay of the game is second to the music this game carries, which is great, but a little bit more on that later. First we'll start up a level here. There we go. Graphics, they just look stunning, right? Apparently they're made handcrafted from cut paper, glass and paint, so kudos to that. We're seeing a small intro here. I picked this particular part because it emphasizes the best what I'm talking about, with gameplay being second to music. That being the only reason. There's of course a great story behind it, which you'll have to discover for yourself. Anyway, as soon as things will kick off here, we'll start talking about the core element of the game, that being the music. So, the music here is the core element of the game. It's supposed to bring you emotions, and those emotions should be enforced by the scene that you're watching in front of you. This is one of the few games where the gameplay accompanies the music, not the other way around. And the music was actually written before the scenes themselves. So, like I said, music is core, gameplay is second. What do I mean by that? Well, while the grand guitar kicks in the background, the game is easy accessible. There are no fail states, there are no points that are being tracked or anything. There's quick-paced scenes with upbeat music, as this one, usually being followed by slower puzzle segments with more relaxing music. You won't be seeing any of those because I want a continuous recording and stuff like that, but whatever. The experience of the game is more important than the actual gameplay itself, so just sit back and blow off your speakers from the amazing soundtracks that are being blown in your ear. The music itself is actually custom made by one of the developers. If I'm not mistaken, that would be Matt Mayer who created those. So the magic of this game for me is you can basically play through the entire thing without doing anything, but somehow the music actually drives you to participate here. You want to click that particular thing, you want to drag something particular that way because it feels right, you know? Not because it grants you points or progression or gets you to the next stage quicker, because it gives you any form of buff. No, it just feels right in doing it. And there aren't many games that do that. So the game's easy accessible, which means it's not too difficult, although there are difficulty settings in the main menu which you won't be seeing here other than at the start. There's a speed setting, so you can go slow, normal, or fast. This is on normal. Furthermore, there is a special secret level that's actually tough as nail and does have score tracking for those hardcore amongst you that still feel like they could use a challenge. That has been taken care of. I'm not going to tell you how to unlock it. What I will is set you on the correct path, and that is having to have beaten the game at least once, then paying close attention to your level select and what happens at the final segment where you actually have control. That's all I'm going to say about that. But if you think what you're seeing is too easy, just try that out, and seriously. Anyway, what you see here is what you get. So development has sort of stopped, although there are some minor fixes that need to be done and stuff like that. But depending on how the game is received, which from what I can tell from Steam forums now is actually exceptionally good, there is a chance of more content being released. Now, as far as availability goes, currently it's only available on iPad, which it was developed for. This is another great track where you can really see how the gameplay accompanies the music, not the other way around. Anyway, I was talking about, game was specifically developed for the iPad, recently came out on Steam. Development on this game started in 2011, I believe. Anyway, it's been developed with the iPad in mind, and the proof of that is in the resolution. There are no settings at all other than well, speed of the game. That's basically, there's no widescreen available, no sliders for music. At least I haven't found. Could be that I need to push something or anything. Anyway, that's my bad. But yeah, it was made with the iPad in mind. It ported perfectly to Steam, usually because it was, well, first of all, it was created on a PC, so no problems there. The game is not available on iPhone, Vita, Nintendo DS, whatever you can think about for a specific reason, and that's the screen isn't big enough. That's basically it. And there's a reason for that, because bigger screens are better for immersion, and I heard him say that and I was just like, right on. And that's most of what I have to say about this game. So I'm gonna go over my positive points and negative points. Positive, great music, as you can probably hear already. Custom created by one of the developers, so really committed to the game and the music. A break from normal gameplay where points, winning, progress, etc. takes the back seat for the actual experience, the emotional roller coaster you'll be going through. Well, not you particularly. Maybe you will, maybe you won't. It's up to you. It doesn't happen too often. And then there's that little extra secret thingy for the hardcore gamers who just want that tad bit more from what this game has to offer. Furthermore, it's a rhythm game that's not based on a freaking note highway. I mean, there's no problem with that, knowing what's coming and stuff like that. Good for learning and all, but the way they bring it here is just a little more my kind of deal. Negative, bit short. So, well, for my taste, it's a bit short. Then again, leaving your players wanting more is what you're kind of after for the developer. So, points on that one. Another negative thing: if you don't like the music you're hearing, you'll dislike the game. Because, like I said, music is key, so not much to do on that front. Replayability isn't that fantastic either. Game is in no way randomized, so what you see, what you get. Lack of scoring makes it harder for you to go in again to try and beat your best score. Again, there's that little secret out there, but anyway, there's always achievements though you can go for. That's kind of it. So conclusion, Ephemerid should not be seen as a game, but an interactive piece of art. The incredible harmony between music, visuals, and gameplay make for an unique experience that will send chills down your spine and leave you lightheaded. Yes, I did wrote that myself. And, well, all I can say, it's definitely worth a playthrough. So, links will be in the description to where you can find it on Steam if you want to go ahead and buy that. I'm not going to go into prices. It's cheap enough for me. Be sure to get it with the soundtrack, though. Or better yet, follow the link in the description below the bandcamp and get the entire album, as the music in this game is incredible. You'll get the uncropped version that sounds way better than the MP3 files you'll get through Steam. And on that note, that is the end of my review of Ephemerid. I hope you like what you saw of this game. It's definitely a gem and would be a true shame if it would go unnoticed. So I thank you all for watching. Feel free to use the comment section below to give your personal opinion. Bye everyone.